Guest 666. Guest 666 is arguably one of the most infamous urban legends in Roblox history. The legend talks about a strange guest account called Guest 666 that people say had special powers. According to the story, Guest 666 could do things no regular player could do, like messing with games, glitching servers, and even hacking other players' accounts. Some players even claim that just seeing him in a game could cause strange things to happen to their account. This story began back when Roblox had a feature called Guest Mode, which let people play games without creating an account. Normally, guest players had random names like Guest 1, 2, 3, 4, or Guest 7, 8, 9, 0. But Guest 666 was different. Players said they saw this guest with glowing red eyes, a dark, creepy appearance, and strange behavior. What made it even scarier was that he could type in the chat, something regular guests couldn't do at all. People started sharing scary stories about Guest 666 on Roblox forums, YouTube, and social media. They said that when Guest 666 joined a game, weird things would happen. Characters would glitch, games would freeze, and sometimes the whole server would crash. Some players claimed that after encountering him, their accounts were hacked, banned, or completely deleted. John Doe and Jane Doe. John Doe and Jane Doe are two of the most well-known urban legends in Roblox. These names belong to test accounts created by Roblox developers back in 2006 to help them test the game. At first, they were harmless accounts with no spooky stories attached. But over time, a scary rumor spread that John Doe and Jane Doe were hacked accounts that could steal your personal information, hack into your Roblox account, or even delete your data. The legend became really popular around March 18, 2017, when a viral hoax claimed that John Doe and Jane Doe would wake up from being inactive and start hacking players' accounts. People shared videos and posts warning others not to play Roblox on that date because if you logged in, your account could be hacked or banned forever. Some players even claimed they saw John Doe appear in games, standing still and watching them, or sending strange, creepy messages. Players got so scared that Roblox had to step in. The developers explained that John Doe and Jane Doe were never hacked and were just old test accounts used by the company. They said the accounts couldn't harm anyone and that the rumors were completely false. But even with this explanation, the fear around John Doe and Jane Doe didn't go away. Melvin. Melvin is one of Roblox's creepiest urban legends with a story that mixes mystery, sadness, and spooky events. The legend says that Melvin was once a normal Roblox player who passed away in real life. After his death, strange things started happening in certain Roblox games, leading people to believe that his ghost somehow became part of the platform. The story starts with players joining a simple game that looked harmless, but once inside, things would get weird. Players reported seeing floating shaggy hats, a popular Roblox item, drifting around in an empty, dark space. Some of these hats were transparent and glowing, and one of them had the name Melvin. When players got too close, their games would glitch, freeze, or even crash completely. Some even said they couldn't leave the game no matter how hard they tried. The legend became even scarier when someone claimed that Melvin was the spirit of an 8-year-old boy who passed away on February 11th, 2008, the same date Roblox created the shaggy item. People started believing that his spirit was somehow connected to the game, and that's why his name appeared in these strange places. The Cult Family. The Cult Family is one of the most mysterious and unsettling legends in Roblox. Unlike other myths that focus on a single creepy character, this story is about a group of players who acted like they were part of a strange, secret cult. They were known for their weird behavior, creepy games, and eerie symbols that showed up in places where they didn't belong. The Cult Family was part of the Roblox Myths community, a group where players create spooky characters and stories. But the Cult Family stood out because people claimed their activities felt too real. They would join games together, all wearing the same dark, creepy outfits with blank faces or disturbing masks. When they appeared, they wouldn't talk like normal players. Instead, they'd type strange messages filled with symbols, codes, and weird phrases that made no sense, almost like they were speaking in their own secret language. Some players who encountered the Cult Family said that after seeing them, their games would start acting strange. They reported glitches, random disconnections, and even creepy messages appearing in their inboxes later. Others claimed that if you followed the clues hidden in their games, it would lead to dark, hidden rooms filled with disturbing images and cryptic messages about joining the family. 4NN1. 4NN1 is one of Roblox's eeriest and most unsettling legends. The story revolves around a mysterious player named 4NN1. Known for her creepy appearance, usually described as a girl with long black hair, a pale face, and dark, empty eyes. What makes her different from other myths is that 4NN1's story feels personal, as if she's more than just a spooky character. According to the legend, 4NN1 was once a normal player who became obsessed with another user. After facing rejection, she vanished without a trace. But that's when strange things started happening. Players claimed they saw her wandering around in empty servers, staring at walls, or standing completely still in the dark. She would sometimes appear out of nowhere, watching silently before disappearing again. The creepiest part? Some players reported getting private messages from her account, filled with weird symbols or short, disturbing phrases like, "I see you," or "Don't forget me." Some believe 4NN1 is a ghost trapped in Roblox, while others think she's part of an old game or hidden ARG, alternate reality game. Players who followed clues connected to her name found strange, abandoned games with dark rooms, flickering lights, and unsettling background noises, like whispering or static. Some even claimed that after visiting these games, their accounts started glitching, or they received creepy messages from unknown users. Noli. Noli is often considered one of the scariest and most mysterious legends in Roblox. Unlike other myths that are tied to specific accounts or creepy characters, Noli is believed to be an entity, something that exists beyond the normal rules of the game. The story describes Noli as a shadowy figure with a dark, glitchy appearance and glowing red eyes. Players who claim to have seen Noli say it feels like he's not just in the game, he's watching you. The legend of Noli started when players began reporting strange experiences in certain Roblox games. They described servers crashing suddenly, games glitching out, and weird symbols appearing on their screens. In the middle of all this chaos, they'd see Noli standing there, motionless, silent, and creepy. Some players even claimed that if you stared at him for too long, your game would freeze and you'd be kicked from the server without any explanation. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Some people believe Noli can follow you between games. They said that after seeing him once, they'd randomly encountered him in other servers, even in games where he shouldn't exist. Others reported getting strange messages from accounts they didn't recognize, filled with weird codes or threats like, "You can't escape." NIMS is one of Roblox's lesser-known but deeply unsettling urban legends. Unlike myths that involve creepy avatars or haunted games, NIMS is described as a shadowy, faceless figure that seems to exist in the background of certain Roblox servers. Players who claim to have encountered NIMS say he looks like a black silhouette with no face or features, just a dark outline that silently watches from a distance. The story of NIMS started when players began noticing strange glitches in some games. They would see a dark figure standing far away, often in places players couldn't normally reach. At first, people thought it was just a bug, or maybe part of the game, but when they tried to get closer, the figure would either disappear instantly, or their game would crash. Some even said that their avatar froze, unable to move, while the shadow just stood there, staring. What makes NIMS even creepier is what happens after you see him. Players reported that after encountering NIMS, they would start receiving weird messages from random accounts. Messages filled with strange codes, symbols, or simple words like, "I'm here," or "Don't look away." Some players claim that even after logging out, their accounts would act strangely, like avatars randomly resetting or their friends list glitching. The Missing Dominus. The Missing Dominus is one of Roblox's strangest and most mysterious legends. The Dominus series is a collection of rare, expensive hats that are some of the most valuable items in Roblox. They're known for their cool, futuristic designs, and players spend thousands of Robux, or even real money, just to own one. But according to the legend, there's a special Dominus that's not in the catalog, not in anyone's inventory, and might have completely disappeared. The story goes that there was once an unreleased or secret Dominus created by Roblox. Some say it was meant to be part of a special event or given to a developer, but for some reason, it was removed from the game before anyone could officially own it. Players who claim to have seen it describe it as darker and more detailed than any other Dominus with glowing symbols on it. Some say it had powers like making your avatar invincible in games or causing weird glitches. After the item disappeared, rumors started spreading. Some players claimed they saw people wearing it in games, but when they checked the player's profile, the item wasn't listed. Others believed the Dominus was cursed, and that's why Roblox removed it. A few even thought that it was connected to hackers or part of a hidden Roblox conspiracy. The Days Union. The Days Union is one of Roblox's most mysterious and unsettling legends, tied to secret groups and strange activities within the game. Unlike other myths that focus on a specific player or creepy character, the Days Union is believed to be a hidden organization made up of players who are connected through cryptic messages, strange symbols, and secret meetings in Roblox games. The legend says that the Days Union isn't just a normal Roblox group. They supposedly have a hidden agenda and are responsible for strange events across the platform, like random server shutdowns, glitchy messages, and even the appearance of mysterious avatars in games. Players who claim to have encountered the Days Union say their members often wear simple, dark outfits and have usernames that are made up of random numbers or strange symbols. They rarely speak in public servers, but when they do, their messages are often weird phrases like, "The cycle continues," or "Time is running out." Some players believe that the Days Union is part of a large hidden ARG, alternate reality game, within Roblox. They say that if you follow certain clues in different games, you'll be led to secret places, like dark, empty maps with flickering lights, eerie background noises, and hidden codes written on the walls. Others claim that if you dig too deep, you might start receiving weird friend requests from unknown accounts, or even glitchy messages telling you to stop. The Mimic Girl. The Mimic Girl, also known as the White Dress Ghost, is one of Roblox's eeriest urban legends. Unlike other myths tied to specific games or accounts, the Mimic Girl is said to appear randomly in different Roblox horror games, leaving players confused and terrified. She's described as a tall, ghostly figure wearing a long white dress with long black hair covering her face, similar to creepy characters from horror movies like The Ring or The Grudge. Players who claim to have seen the Mimic Girl say she doesn't act like a normal NPC, non-playable character. She'll sometimes appear in places where no character should exist, like hidden corners of maps or glitchy spots outside the game's boundaries. When she shows up, she just stands completely still, staring. If you try to get closer, she might suddenly disappear, flicker like a glitch, or even teleport right behind you. Some players reported hearing whispers or strange noises when she's nearby, and others said their game would crash after encountering her. What makes this legend even creepier is that the Mimic Girl has been spotted in different horror games that aren't connected to each other. This led players to believe she's not part of any specific game, but rather some kind of ghost hidden in Roblox code. Some even think she's a glitch that took on a life of its own, or maybe an AI experiment gone wrong. The Redhead. The Redhead is one of Roblox's creepiest and most mysterious urban legends. Unlike other myths tied to specific accounts or games, the Redhead is more of a mysterious figure that has been spotted across different Roblox servers, often appearing when players least expect it. The character is described as having bright red hair, a pale face, and dark empty eyes that seem to follow players wherever they go. What makes the Redhead so unsettling is that no one knows where she comes from or what she wants. The legend started when players began sharing stories about encountering a strange figure with red hair in random games. She wouldn't act like a normal player or an NPC. Instead, she would just stand still, staring at players from a distance. Sometimes, if players got too close, she would suddenly disappear or their game would start to glitch and lag. In some cases, players reported being disconnected from the server right after seeing her, with no explanation. Things got even weirder when people claimed that after seeing the Redhead in a game, they started receiving strange messages, either from unknown accounts or even from the Redhead herself. These messages were often just random strings of numbers, creepy symbols, or short phrases like, "I see you," or "You can't hide." Some players believed that the Redhead was part of a hacker group, while others thought she was a glitch or a ghost trapped in Roblox's code. Eric Castle's Ghost. Eric Castle's Ghost is one of Roblox's most talked about and eerie urban legends. Eric Castle was one of the co-founders of Roblox, working alongside David Baszucki to create the platform we know today. Sadly, Eric passed away in 2013 after battling cancer. But not long after his death, players began reporting strange sightings of his avatar in different games, leading to the chilling legend known as Eric Castle's Ghost. The story goes that players would suddenly see an avatar that looked exactly like Eric's, wearing his signature outfit with the same username or slight variations of it. This avatar would appear in empty servers, old games, or even random public lobbies. What made these encounters strange was that the avatar would never move, speak, or interact with anyone. It would just stand still, silently watching. If players tried to get closer, the avatar would either disappear instantly or cause the game to glitch or crash. Some players claimed that after seeing Eric's avatar, they started receiving weird messages from unknown accounts, or their Roblox would behave strangely, like random friend requests from accounts with no profile information or glitchy errors when trying to log in. Others believed that Eric's ghost was somehow haunting Roblox, as if his spirit had become part of the game he helped create. The Smile Entity. Smile.jpg, also known as the Smile Entity, is one of Roblox's most disturbing and mysterious urban legends. The myth is inspired by the old internet creepypasta smile.jpg, but within Roblox, it has taken on a life of its own. The smile entity is described as a creepy face with a wide, unsettling grin, sometimes seen floating in games or hidden deep within certain horror maps. Its face is said to be unnervingly distorted, with glowing white eyes, and a massive, toothy smile that feels like it's staring straight through you. The legend started when players began reporting strange sightings in random games. They'd be playing normally when suddenly they'd catch a glimpse of a floating face in the distance, just hovering, not attached to any character. If they got closer, the face wouldn't move or react. It would just keep smiling. Some players claimed that after seeing the smile entity, their games would start to glitch, freeze, or crash. Even worse, some said their accounts began acting weird, like getting locked out, receiving creepy messages, or even having their avatar's face change to a creepy smile without them doing anything. The scariest part of the myth is the belief that if you stare at the smile entity for too long, bad things will happen, not just in the game, but in real life. Some players claimed they started feeling uneasy, had nightmares, or felt like they were being watched even after logging off. The horror elevator entity. The horror elevator entity is one of Roblox's creepiest urban legends, tied to the popular game The Horror Elevator. This game features an elevator that stops on random floors, each one filled with different monsters, killers, and spooky challenges. But according to players, there's something hidden in the game that wasn't programmed to be there, an entity that doesn't belong to any level or event, simply known as the entity. The legend began when players noticed strange things happening during their gameplay. While most floors featured familiar horror characters like Slenderman or Jeff the Killer, some players reported getting stuck on a floor that was completely empty and silent. No background music, no enemies, just a dark, blank room. But if you waited long enough, you'd start to notice something, a shadowy figure slowly appearing in the distance. This figure, known as the entity, doesn't behave like normal characters. It doesn't chase you or follow the usual game mechanics. It just stands still, staring at you. Some players claimed that if you tried to approach it, your screen would start to glitch, your avatar would freeze, or the game would crash entirely. In rare cases, players said they were kicked from Roblox with strange error messages like, "You shouldn't be here," or "Stop looking." What makes the entity even scarier is that it's not listed in the game's official files. Developers never confirmed adding such a character, and it doesn't appear on any normal floor rotation. Some believe it's a glitch or leftover code, while others think it's part of an unintentional Easter egg, or worse, a haunted part of the game that was never meant to be found. Null. Null is one of Roblox's most mysterious and unsettling urban legends. Unlike other myths tied to specific characters or games, Null is believed to be an unknown entity or glitch that exists deep within Roblox's system. The name Null itself is a computer term meaning nothing or void, which adds to the creepy vibe of the legend. Players who claim to have encountered Null describe it as a completely black, featureless avatar with no face, no details, just a dark, shadowy figure standing silently in the game. The legend of Null started when players reported seeing strange accounts with the name Null or something similar. These accounts didn't have profile pictures, friends, or any game history. In some cases, Null would appear in random Roblox games, especially older ones, standing still, staring at players from a distance. If you tried to get closer, the screen would sometimes flicker, glitch, or even crash. Some players claim that after encountering Null, their Roblox account started acting strange, like random logouts, missing items, or glitchy messages in their inbox, saying things like, "I see you," or "You don't belong here." What makes Null even scarier is that some players believe it's not just a glitch or hacker, but a ghost in the code. They think Null is tied to Roblox's old programming, a forgotten part of the system that still lingers in certain games. Others believe it's a test account created by Roblox developers that somehow became corrupted over time. What do you think? Do you believe that those urban legends are real? Or maybe you have experienced one? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure to watch one of those next videos and don't forget to like and subscribe.